Hey everybody, I'm Adam.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Will. We are Working Title. Clap. Oh fuck.
I'm lost. I'm trying to find my body. It appeared to me in the snow.
Fade away.
Y'all, we are back. It is Fullmetal, Alchemist, Brotherhood.
This is episode 40, the Dwarf and the Flask. Last on, they're working with Scar to trick Kimberly. One team of people went through the mines to get away from Kimberly and his men, while...
And they called him mine.
A mine!
Sorry.
Nice reference. Love it. But a blizzard has stopped Kimberly, Ed, and Alphonse from tracking down Scar. They can't move through it, but Alphonse has been like, God can go through it. But he looked at like a light post or something and he saw himself, his actual body. And he reached out for it and it disappeared.
And he's flickering in and out of existence.
Yes, he is.
It's not good.
I don't remember what Roy's been up to.
Talking to them women. Times 10.
Talking to the spies of Miss Olivier Armstrong.
And she got kicked out.
She's getting sent to Central.
Okay. So guys, if you enjoy our content, make sure you leave a like, comment down below, hit the subscription button, flick the notification bell. Comment what you thought about this episode and our reaction. If you want to see the show 1 week in advance, check it out on our Patreon. Fullmetal's on there, and there might be some other shows on there.
Check out the monthly calendar to find out.
There you go, and you can talk to us on Discord. You get shows 1 week in advance, and if you just want to donate to us because you love us, we're trying to get to 50K, guys.
Yes, 50K.
Please subscribe,
50K.
please. A lot of you guys aren't subscribed that watch our stuff. Subscribe, please.
It's so easy.
It's so easy. Just press the button.
And it keps you notified.
Even if you don't love us that much, just subscribe. Please don't do that.
Forced love.
No, if you love us, please subscribe. If you enjoy our stuff, please subscribe. And it's not a market substitute. Go on whatever anime streaming service. Watch it up there. Come back to YouTube. Watch your boys. And subscribe. We're going to punch it.
Wow!
Subscribe.
Subscribe.
Sub.
We're gonna find a door.
Gimli!
Mine!
Do you think that General Armstrong had something to do with General Raven's
No, I like it.
disappearance?
Thank you.
Seems so. However, she's too smart to leave any evidence behind.
Yes, that's true.
Well, anyway, the only thing we have to worry about is holding down this fort. As for the general, well, I'm sure the Tigers in Central will make sure she's taken care of.
The Tigers.
You thought all the tigers are dead.
Oh shit.
That was fast.
Yeah.
General Armstrong, how nice to see you.
They posted you in Central, Mustang? You're well connected.
No, it's solely based on merit.
That's rich coming from you.
What brings you here today, General?
Like they don't
Fuhrer
know.
Bradley summoned me. For an extended stay, I imagine.
Is that so? Well, sometime we should grab some dinner.
Yes!
Your treat?
I was gonna say, I can already see that tension rubbing.
I can eat you into bankruptcy, she said.
I see. You're short on both
He's
money
poor
and
anyway.
nerve, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe I could offer some flowers instead.
He's got a lot of them.
There are many fine florists here in Central.
Are there?
He's just living every man's dream right now, just attempting to be what no man can be.
Sir,
Her boo. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Dude, he's so
Her boo.
scary.
Now then, General Armstrong,
Oh shit.
we need to talk about General Raven's recent disappearance.
I killed him.
Just what have you done?
Murdered him.
I won't be able to hide it all. Pardon me, Your Excellency, but I simply don't understand how you can employ someone as careless and incompetent as General Raven.
Is that the reason you saw fit to dispose of him?
Surely you don't need him. It can't be good to have someone so talkative on your senior staff.
You have me intrigued, General. What did Raven say?
Immortality. The history of this country. Your Excellency's identity. He told me all sorts of things without any prompting.
And after learning all of this, you still responded to my summons?
Yes. I assume you'll be needing someone to fill that fool's vacancy.
Woo!
Interesting. I like the way you play. Very
Oh.
well. You could have General Raven's seat.
What a
But
shot.
as I expect you'll understand, my men will take over Fort Briggs. Agreed?
Of course, as you wish. My soldiers are extremely strong and well trained, sir. I guarantee they will serve you well, Your Excellency.
I'm sure they will. I
God.
appreciate the sacrifice, General.
Look at his smile.
Terminator.
You don't really see him smile too often.
No.
To steal a tiger's cubs, you have to enter her den. It seems like the general's landed herself right in the middle of it.
Yeah, and now this place is theirs too.
But still, there's one thing they don't know. Although our leader might be gone, we still stand as one.
Together, fight as
Briggs!
one. Avengers, assemble!
From
Woo!
here on, the bears will fight the tigers.
Is this spot taken?
Roy.
No. So how is work treating you?
See for yourself. I have to work through every meal or I can't keep up. And how about you?
I've been staying busy too, especially with everything
Oh
I've
my
had to learn.
gosh.
Fuhrer Bradley works very efficiently though, so that helps. He isn't a slacker, that's for sure.
Like you.
Sounds like this is gonna be a dull conversation.
In the shadows, that
What
creepy
happened?
child.
Scars up in the north.
Morse code.
The Elric Brothers are up there as well.
I see.
My former classmates Lucy and Ian are stationed up there. They like to keep me informed.
Aren't the North and East conducting joint
Oh,
exercises
no.
this spring?
Yes, I think you're right about that. I hope Major
You better hope this child doesn't know Morse code.
Miles. Buccaneer. Okay. And York, Ida, and Sugar all spoke to her too. Havoc. Oscar. Mike. Uni. Nora.
My gosh, so the names, first letter of names she mentioned in the story. I would never be able to do this,
Yeah,
man.
I'd
I would never be able to.
And then Sterling. Celine Bradley.
Good job!
Burn that shit.
Holy moly.
Impossible.
Now go kill the kid.
Go kill him right now.
Say it's an accident.
World is
No one will know.
here in Central.
I won't blame you.
You're sleepy. I'm so tired.
What?
Hey, you there.
Oh no!
It's all right. Look, over here.
Yeah?
Hey now. Can't you at least bring yourself to act a little surprised or something?
What do I get for acting surprised?
You show no fear. I like that.
Homunculus.
I'm number 23.
Not your number. I want you to tell me your real name.
I'm a slave. I don't have one.
A slave? You mean a person without any rights or freedoms? Someone trafficked and deeded as a possession?
Deeded? What's that?
It's when a piece of property is transferred to another person. Seems you're not all that bright, are you?
Hey, get out of here!
How could I possibly have been born from someone as stupid as you?
Oh. Born?
You are the one
What?
who gave me blood, right?
I guess so. He said he was going to use it for an experiment.
I
Who's
exist
he?
today
That's what I'm
because
trying to
you
think of.
gave me your blood.
Number 23 of... Are there 23 dads?
Let's see.
People that look like Hohenheim?
Number 23 isn't going to cut it. I think I'll give you a name of your own.
Give me a name. Who are you?
You'll want a noble sounding one, right? Let's see.
Yeah.
Theo. Theophrastus Bombastus.
That's too long.
Oh yeah, you're not that smart.
Uh.
Maybe we shouldn't put too many syllables in it.
Hey,
his
You're
head.
plenty smart.
Well, how about Von?
Von Hohenheim?
How
What?
does that sound?
Oh
So
shit.
Von Hohenheim, huh? I think I can remember that.
It's spelled. Oh, you don't know how to read and write, do you?
I don't
Cloning.
need to read right to do my work.
Cloning without training.
Your slave work. Don't you even want freedom? Are you going to live out the rest of your life as a slave?
Whoa.
Without the presence of a real man?
Whoa.
In that case, you're no different from me, trapped inside this
Stuffy
A
flask.
dwarf in a flask. Homunculus.
Let me teach you,
What?
Von Hohenheim.
Hey. What are you? Who are you? What do I call you?
I'll tell you what, Von Hohenheim. You can
Oh,
call
man.
me the Dwarf in the Flask, Homunculus.
The dwarf in the flask homunculus. Oh shit. Time.
What am I looking at?
Space.
All things are made from one, and in the end, all things return to one.
In other words, one is all.
Indeed, and all is one as well.
All is ultimately up.
The freaking Avatar.
So if all is
It's a My Hero character voice actor.
then all is nothing.
You have passed.
I'm pretty sure that just came
You are
back.
now an alchemist, Hohenheim. Well done, child.
I'm still only fit to be an assistant. My skill is nothing near yours,
That
Master.
looks awesome.
I'm grateful to you.
Oh? For what?
I live as well as I do now because of the knowledge you gave me. And I've also earned the Master's respect. Thanks to you, maybe someday, I'll even be able to get married and have a family.
A family, huh? How inconvenient for you humans. Unless you form communities and breed, your species can't continue to exist.
Don't call it breeding. And whether or not it's a concept that you're able to
So
understand,
wild.
that's where
Because
humans
you can live
find
forever,
happiness.
or it can live
We
forever.
live for the bonds that we form with friends and family members. That's who we humans are.
Sure, whatever you say.
Okay then.
What
is
do
it that
you
makes
live for,
happy?
little shadow?
Well, I'd hate to be guilty of asking too much, but I think I'd be happy if I could just leave this place.
No. No.
Fullmetal Alchemist.
Slave number 23. Show another one, please.
Fullmetal
The little one inside the flask.
Immortality. Why would someone who already has so much power and prosperity need
It's like
such
the Palantir, except it talks. I hate it.
You are in the royal presence. If you continue with this insolence, I will smash your flask.
You wouldn't dare to destroy such an important source of knowledge.
It is like the
That's
Palantir.
enough chatter. Immortality. Tell
Whoa.
me, is it possible?
That's a dwarf.
Growing impatient in your old age? How lamentable, King of Xerxes. I'll tell you how you can achieve immortality.
Oh no.
What are you digging here for?
Irrigation canals. The king's ordered them to be dug all throughout the country.
That's the king for you. He even cares about the well-being of us commoners.
Yes, he does. Remember, there must be no survivors.
What is happening? I don't even.
Hurry! Quickly! Carve out the crest of blood while there's still time.
The crest of blood. Guys, I don't understand what any of these things are.
What an awful tragedy.
Yeah, real tragic.
Fucking little bastard.
The pentagram of blood. Okay, never mind.
Tick, tick, tick. Running out of time.
Majesty,
Ooh.
at long last, your transmutation circle is complete.
Okay, now what?
Took
So,
long enough. Finally, it's done.
This is it. Everything is ready.
Yes. You may now become immortal.
What? This is how it happens.
Incredible. The king will achieve immortality.
So how does Hohenheim get out of here? Because this whole world's gonna go to hell.
Yes, this is an amazing moment indeed.
No, it's gonna unlock like him.
Oh boy.
The giant eyeball.
This is immortality. No, you must be wrong.
Uh-oh.
I don't understand it. You said if we were in the center of the cycle, we wouldn't be out.
Why is Hohenheim dying?
What's going on here? Hey, Homunculus!
I know.
The true center of the transmutation circle is right here where you're standing.
It is?
Huh.
Surely you remember that your blood is within me. I used it to open the doorway. Blood brother of mine.
Brother.
Right now,
Oh,
you
wow.
and I are the
Center of everything.
Well, wait. Ew. This is so bizarre, y'all. Oh. What is even happening? What did we just watch? How am I supposed to make sense of a giant eyeball, man? I think it just affected the world around us.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow. Did Hohenheim become immortal because of that? I mean, I thought he was
Majesty.
immortal.
Master, are you? No, he's dead.
Everybody's dead, man. So did the earthquake already happen? Because where we saw it, it was like out in the desert, cracked, withered.
Reinmeyer. Tony.
Mayo. Dude, look at how many people are gone.
The mayonnaise has expired.
Literally.
Yes. There's a cat.
Somebody. Are you all right? Tell me. Your body. How is it feeling? It's me. Impossible. Using your blood, I created a receptacle for myself. Nice. Finally, I can walk on my own two legs. Are you the Homunculus and the Flask? What's going on here? What is this? What have you done? To thank you for your blood, I've given you a name, and I've given you knowledge. And now, I've given you a body that will live forever. I'm immortal.
Shush!
Focus your attention within yourself, Hohenheim.
Damn, so then what was that shadow then to begin with?
You hear them, don't you? The voices of all the people in this country who were offered in exchange for your immortality.
Oh.
Yeah.
Does he pull them out of his chest? Or
That's what for me, actually.
half their lives were for... Oh.
I appreciate your cooperation.
Oh my gosh, so... Is it like real immortality? Or is it like... He's stealing the lives of all those people? Adding like a
I see what
number
you're
to his... You know? Like he's stacking up. It's not real immortality. He's like
a cat has 9 lives.
Yeah, 60 years from you, 70 from you, or something like that.
Hey,
it's my favorite couple.
Favorite couple.
Finally, I get the chance to meet Ed and Al's father.
And I finally get to meet the one who taught my sons.
Oh.
I'm sure they must have been a handful.
Ooh.
Oh no, they were fine boys.
What is it?
Izumi, are you alright? Let me get your medicine.
May I have a look?
Wait, does Hohenheim have the same ability as father? Could just touch her?
Sure.
Wait.
I'm alright. This happens.
No, you are not all right. Mr. Sig, find us a car, quickly. Hurry!
Right. I'm on it.
Freaking
Mr.
Sig.
Sig.
Look at that man. Freaking bear, I love it.
Miss Izumi,
She's like a panther.
you have seen the truth. What did
Damn.
you sacrifice?
He just like diagnosed her right there.
Please be honest with me.
My insides were taken.
Ugh.
I was trying to bring my child back to life.
Poor lady. Ugh.
Yes. I see. I'm sorry.
Oh! Oh! Holy shit. Oh!
Izumi, hang on. Izumi.
Sure, it's a prank, right?
I'm alright.
He shoved his hand in.
Breathe. It's easier.
What?
How can that be?
There's no wound.
That's impossible.
Your organs were taken away as a testament to your sin, and they cannot be brought back. But I did rearrange your entrails somewhat to improve the flow of blood.
How does that work?
You cannot
How does that
dictate
work?
your fate just yet.
You're the boy's father.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
Who are you?
Who am I?
24601.
Philosopher's Stone.
What?
Man.
What? What did I say? Hold on. No.
What?
Were taken away as a testament to your sin.
What the shit did he just
Cannot
say?
be brought back. Who am I? I am a philosopher's stone, in the form of a man. That's what I am.
First time ever recording, or I'm sorry, rewinding during a recording.
Sorry, I had to. He said that and I did not believe what I saw. It was so impulsive. I literally
I was
didn't
like,
believe what the shit I
we
just
can
read.
tell you what he just said.
I needed to hear it from the mouth of the homunculus or the philosopher's stone himself. I read that, I really didn't believe it.
You had great discipline earlier on from not reading the subtitles because it was like the dwarf and the Flask was talking to Homunculus, the person talking Hohenheim. You had good discipline from not seeing that.
And then it was like, and then it said like King of Xerxes. And
Yeah, I
like,
did
what
say
about-
that.
I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
It's like, wait till he says it.
Oh, I definitely missed that then because I didn't know until he said it.
The Sorcerer's Stone, the Celestial Stone, the Grand Elixir. The Philosopher's Stone is known by many names. It's not necessarily a stone.
Ew.
The one Dr. Marco had was a semi-liquid form.
Uh-huh.
The
The
one
aether.
that Kimberly has is similar to a crystal, and it's about this big.
You say it has incredible power. I would have expected it to be a little bigger than that.
It's not. I've never seen one that's much bigger than a small pebble.
What about the perfected circle?
To create a Philosopher's Stone that big, you'd have to kill thousands of people.
Yeah.
Maybe it's possible, but I would never want to see it.
Wouldn't it be your father?
How does Ed know Kimberly has one? He's never
Kimberly
flashed it.
He was
Kimberly
working. They're
showed
working together.
Kimberly showed it to him.
He did?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Sure?
well, yeah. When they
In
were
the
sitting
room?
they were sitting in the room
In the
talking.
room, he popped him out.
He popped it out and like held it in front of him. Was like,
Oh.
Pretty sure he did.
Huh.
Yeah. Wow, y'all. All
Just
right.
didn't show the other one.
That was a bomb ass intro, or for us watching more episodes today.
It's been like 2 weeks.
It's awesome,
Or
man.
more.
Dwarf and the Flask. Crazy stuff. I can't say I fully understand everything. I think it's a little intentional, and there's more to learn. But I'm glad we got a little visualization of things prior to episode 1. It was nice to get a. Thought it was gonna. They kind of tricked you a bit. Well, we can get into the flashback because there was other stuff first, but I guess Olivier is in Central. Met up with maybe a Boo in the future. Or their boy Roy, which I can't blame the guy. It's literally the first thing I'd do if she walked in, like, hey, I'm trying to get this power trip, so are you. Let's be a power couple.
Remember, they're also talking in code because they both know what's going on.
Yeah,
yeah. Communication.
But I'm just saying.
No, I know. The
first thing I wanted when Roy or them mentioned the other one's existence a couple episodes ago, I was like, yeah, I could see that, honestly. Like that's a good chemistry. They hate each other, the love hate you get in some films. But so she's informing him that she's no longer up there with her boys. Roy, they both have the subtext of Theo's a bad guy. There's more to the government than meets the eye. His literal name is the Wrath, without stating it publicly. So they at least are on the same page, which is good. Because I didn't think they were going to be on the same page, to be honest. I thought they were going to kind of be annoying and have like 2 different sections of how we go about killing the government.
Yeah.
So they're on the same page, which is good. And they're both in Central, which is not great for Briggs, if Briggs can't defend itself, but it's great for killing the head of the beast here.
Yeah. And then
her ballsy conversation with Wrath.
Yeah. She
got some nuts.
Yeah, she didn't shy away from
ovaries. Big old testicles.
Holy shit. She didn't shy away at all from like the conversation and didn't like. I mean, she lied in the sense of her intentions, but she fully admitted to killing Raven because
he was weak.
Of him being weak and
spilling the beans.
Yeah, being a chink in the armor in the Amestris military.
What is that? Loose lips?
Yeah, he's got loose lips. So, which Bradley seemed to thoroughly enjoy that.
Yeah.
And say, like, you know what? Like,
you got it.
You got it. This is your spot.
Yeah.
But, like, your people are my people now.
Yeah.
Like, so she even says I mean, we already know, like, kind of what's going on there with Kimberly trying to do another mass killing up there. But he says at the end, like, thanks for the sacrifice with, like, the creepy smile and the red eye going on, so, which is kind of upsetting. I mean, I know she's trusting that her people will still be able to deal with it themselves, but...
Yeah.
Even they're thinking of fighting, because he was like, these bears are going to fight against these tigers.
Oh, yeah. Later on in the episode, when they flash to, Buccaneer and... I don't remember the other guy's name is. But Buccaneer and the other main Briggs guy, that's not Miles.
Yeah, I even love that conversation, though. Like, she did a very obvious defiant act against the government by killing Raven, but I liked how she was able to flip it on its head today, be very belligerent and blunt about what she did, but frame it in a way to be like, he's gonna talk too much. Like, I'm with you. Like, we can't have people like that with us.
Yeah.
So it's a nice cover-up to be like... Because in the moment, she needed to kill Raven because she wanted to protect her boys back home.
Yeah.
But I just like that it flows perfectly to make the Fuhrer completely believe that she's on board.
Yeah.
Despite being defiant.
Just the look that he's giving her, I doubt he trusts her, though.
Do you think so? Yeah. I mean, I know you've seen the show, but I'm just like... I honestly kind of believed it. Or at least... You can at least believe that he will find the chemistry interesting. He might not be able to expect her as a perfect, loyal ally. But he might believe that she will follow to a degree, which might be... I mean, that's kind of what he's working with already with Roy and the boys. Yeah. You know? Because Ed and Al are helping him, too, to a degree.
Yeah. I think loyalty doesn't really matter to them to an extent because it's like... You're talking about people that are willing to kill their own countrymen. So it's like, man, you know what I mean? Like, you're already kind of dealing with, like, scummy people, A. And B... What there isn't a soul on this planet other than Father that's going to be able to contest Bradley.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody currently stands a chance against him. Roy's the only person that's actually killed a homunculus at this point.
Rip Lust.
Rip Lust, but like even then, they knew when it was the two brothers and Roy in a room alone with Bradley. They were like, he clearly does not think that we are a problem at all.
Yeah,
and even if he does think that she might be a problem later down the line, you could see it as like a not a chess move, but like, all right, how far can she help me get in my own goal? She might benefit her own side with a couple moves, but I know that ultimately her little battle won't beat my war against them completely. So she can have her defiance. I'll still triumph in the end.
Yeah.
That was good.
Then there's
Riza.
Yeah, Riza and Roy had their sit down at lunch.
I knew that shit real quick. I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Picked up on.
She was clever. Well, because I the only reason I realized it had to have been Morse code is because I was like, wait, she just talked to Pride. Like, how's she gonna get that out? Because she stared at the shadow. I'm like, she can't just say it, can she?
Yeah.
That little demon's gonna be like, you know.
Well, the tapping wasn't the Morse code.
Or like insinuating that, hey,
I'm about to talk to you in Morse.
It wasn't a Morse code in the end. But it was
all the names that she mentioned.
Code that they might have between each other, like, hey, Will, waffles.
Yeah. It was a signal to say, I'm going to tell you something without telling you something.
Yeah.
Write down or pay attention.
For anyone who doesn't understand what I just said, waffles is code word for all our friends to fake sleep. When our parents would walk in, because we all wanted to play video games. But Will would know that. So, exactly. So that'd be a Riza-Roy relational thing, maybe in war, if they're prisoners, to share something only they would know.
Tap, tap.
Tap, tap. I'm going to do And what was really cool is, so it wasn't more complex than Morse code, but he had to, like, figure out what is between all these sentences, what are the things that are all shared. Well, she mentions the updates on all their friends, or, like, where the whereabouts of all of them are. Yeah, I don't know if I'd be clever enough to pick up on that. I guess I would have to really plan that out with...
you have to be in the military.
I'm not in the military either, so it's not like I have that, like, knowledge to...
I know waffle as we're all friends. Friends love everyone.
Yeah.
See, Adam would not have been able to understand...
I love you guys! Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Mom!
We're all, like, trying to hide from somebody's mom. There's one other thing in that message, too.
Was it down at the bottom and we didn't see it?
It's a very subtle thing that I think that is implied. It's not a spoiler, so I'll say what it is.
Okay, there was other stuff written, but all I saw was Salim.
Well, that was all the
Bradley
names down at the bottom.
Yeah, Salim Bradley is a homunculus. No, that was that. He didn't write it down, but Roy tells Riza that and so remember, I know it's been a little bit since we watched. Remember, Roy was at Hughes's tombstone talking to the old man.
Grumman.
Right.
Grumman or whatever.
Yeah.
And was like, yo, like, we might need your help. And he got excited. It's like, oh, I'm about to get in the game, you know. And then he gets in contact with Olivier. And Olivier is on their side as well. Roy tells Riza, hey, I heard the North and the East are about to do a joint training.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So, because everything they said right there meant something. Everything they were talking about meant something. It wasn't just like that. I don't know if there's anything else that was like in there that was supposed to be picked up on, but like I think that was just Roy letting him know, like, yo, I've got her and him on our side at this point. So.
I was mostly trying to figure out what the code was going to be in the end, so I definitely missed the out loud surface level talk, which actually might also have its own subtext.
Yeah, there might be some more to it I just know that's the one thing I remember when I watched it. I was like, oh, that was smart.
Yeah, maybe I'll give it a second. Ooh, that just popped. Maybe I'll give it a second listen after this and see if I can pick up more. But yeah.
Salim Bradley is a homunculus. Good. Now go kill the kid.
Yeah,
go kill him.
Go kill him.
Take him out, right?
Burn him up. There was an accident. The house burned down. I wasn't me.
I promise. Even though my whole ability is fire.
Salim would probably escape.
That's it's for suspect.
Yeah. And
is that when we went to the Dwarf and the Flask?
Yes.
It like zoomed on Father, which is the demon in the flask, and it went to Hohenheim. So I thought they were gonna be like, Father's actually Hohenheim. There's not two people. It's been the same person, but.
So we got So
Slave
it starts off.
23?
Yeah, it starts off with a slave whose name was Slave 23, who was a slave to a
king,
master,
a master that knows alchemy.
Yeah, like a magician or somebody, some wizard.
And he was in the room alone talking to a dwarf in the flask that he called him. And it was a little flask with a little black aura.
And said, I came from you. Your blood helped create me.
Yeah. So the master, in some form that we do not know, took Hohenheim's blood and made the
Shadow.
Dwarf of the flask.
The shadow.
Yeah. Which, I mean, we still haven't really... I know we've seen how modern times have made homunculuses, and, like, the homunculuses of Father specifically, but, like, we haven't seen... like, we never saw how... I mean, now we know Father is a homunculus, essentially, but we didn't know how he was made prior, or how a normal homunculus was made. So we still don't know, but all we know is it took Hohenheim's blood.
I still wonder if slave is just a term for now that will be substituted later as like clone 23.
Yeah.
I still feel like that could be an option just because I know they're his kids, but just the fact that I don't know if he can, being a Philosopher's Stone, I don't know like if he can mate with a human.
Well, remember he was to our knowledge. It was just a slave.
Yeah. For now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if that's a new term, like just a term to hide everything. But I'm saying like even back then, like maybe there was 22 other versions, all that might literally be slaves to serve the alchemist.
Yeah.
Or subject, like maybe he's the 23rd of failed experiments, 22 others that couldn't create the shadow baby. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe baby.
But he
baby.
Was in Xerxes. So this is when Xerxes is still around. So how they dated that, like, didn't they say it was like over 1,000 years ago or 2,000 years ago when Xerxes fell?
It was like 200.
No.
They made it seem like it was like an unreasonably old time. But I mean, that's mirrored in the way they dress. Everyone wore robes and like sandals.
I'm not sure.
It could be 200 years, but regardless, they wore robes and sandals, so it was not recent. It wasn't like it was 50 years ago. Ed name drops it when he's like reading that book where they're on the train. I feel like he gives like not a date, but he gives like a specific number of how long it was ago. But anyways, for whatever reason, the dwarf in the flask is very like knowledgeable, seems to understand maybe not human concepts, but like has a lot of knowledge of things of this world, like reading and writing.
Yeah,
simple enough, and helped Slave 23 by giving him a name, Van Hohenheim, and teaching him how to read and write. And from there, because of that, his master took more of like an inkling to him, I guess, and decided to teach him in the ways of whatever exactly he was doing. They never really name dropped if it was
Xerxes ways.
Yeah, it didn't say if it was alchemy or if it was whatever, but
he did say the phrase that Izumi tells the boys.
What?
We are everything. Island. Everything returns to me, or something returns as one.
Yeah.
So definitely alchemy.
All is one, one is all.
Yeah.
You give and you take.
But it teaches him that, and then it gives him to an elevated position. And the dwarf and the flask and him have a conversation like, yeah, man, I appreciate what you've done. Well, it's like, well, what do you want? Well, I think I just want a family and kids and, be able to, like, do a thing.
Yeah.
What does the dwarf want? He's like, I just want to get out of Flask.
Yeah.
I just want to live beyond this.
Then they take him to the king, and he wants to be immortal.
So King of Xerxes wants to be immortal. The dwarf in the flask says, well, I know how you can do that. And then we've
make some irrigation systems.
Yeah, so we flipped over to the villagers who are making irrigation systems. They're digging long tunnels all around. Then, as soon as that's done, they are then murdered. Wherever the town is located in, they're murdered by their military, and so on and so forth. This continues until clearly many years later, because Hohenheim went from being like a young adult to like the age he is now, or perceived to be now, like in his 40s or whatever.
Man.
A man, yes. And then the king is told, we're good to go, we're ready, all of the sacrifices were made. They get to the throne room, everybody sets up in their specific spots. Hohenheim and the Flask stay at one place. The king sacrifices his blood, and then opens up the eyeball and all the hands, and the largest, essentially, transmutation circle is opened ever. And everyone is now killed in the whole country of Xerxes. The whole thing. You mentioned an earthquake.
Yeah.
What did you mean by that?
Like, the civilization was still standing when he came outside the building.
Because it's destroyed.
And when we see Xerxes, I mean, it could be 1,000 years of not being cared for, but how it just looked and the depictions looked like because you didn't see a lot of ruins when they went there with Ross.
It was all sand and like part of the throne room, really.
Yeah, maybe I'm remembering it a little bit wrong. I remember you could see a lot of buildings still out of the sand, but the part where Ross was on the other side of the hill, or like the other side of there was like a ravine. So in my mind, I just kind of like headcanoned that maybe all sunk into the earth and whatever buildings were still up. Because they made it look like there was a deep, like, cavernous, like, everything fell into the world, but maybe not.
Didn't we get an answer for that, though?
I don't remember. It didn't look like it caved in this episode.
When they were inside Gluttony. There's a piece of Xerxes inside Gluttony.
Right. Well, that might be a hint. I don't know if that's... the Gluttony come and eat it later.
Ed shouts at Envy, right? Gluttony absorbed Xerxes to hide what happened.
Or maybe like he
absorbed the transmutation circle.
Oh,
the thing,
just
the
that?
thing that we saw on the wall. Yeah,
he hid evidence that would have maybe helped people
figure out what had happened back then.
Okay. Come to the conclusion that they're doing the similar things over in Central.
Yeah, to my knowledge,
maybe he ate all that section, which is what the ravine might be.
Well, he didn't eat all of it because when they go to Xerxes, it's the bottom half is still there.
Because that's why
Ed is another piece.
Ed recognizes part of it.
Yeah,
that's why he's like, it looks like the one that was at Lab 5 or whatever, and then also the one that was in Xerxes. But
it was cool to see a young Hohenheim. It's kind of exactly what I imagine the boys will look like one day, hopefully.
Yeah.
If they can grow up and be tall or have bodies.
Yeah.
I did think the conversation was cool about, like, what do you want from this world? And the dwarf didn't understand, like, all you guys do is breed to live a little bit longer. That's the only way that you can find immortality is you have to make love and produce more children, and that is the closest form humans can get to an ongoing cycle of life. I already have this. And he was like, I like that Hohenheim was like, well, yeah, it's not just that. Like, that forges families and friends is, like, the most important thing of humanity.
Yeah.
It's why we live, is to build relations, and I mean, it's an abbreviated version of what you can say life is for, but I just enjoyed the confusion of an object that might not understand that.
Yeah.
And has more simpler desires was, just to escape and be whole, or maybe just experience it for himself. I don't fully know if the father, the homunculus, the dwarf, whatever you want to call it, can experience that. Yeah. I mean, he still won't, because it's not like, I don't think the dude's like making love down his little cave where we see him just falling asleep in today's episode.
Well, he clearly at this point has a new objective. Like, his objective originally was just get out the flask, and he did that by giving Hohenheim an immortal body, and as well as giving himself a human body.
What would you say is his current objective? I don't know if they've stated have they stated exactly what Father's end goal is?
No.
Like, I don't really know what somebody like that thing could even want. To feel, maybe? Like, maybe you have to do a second reckoning of the world to maybe be full human, so you can understand, like, maybe something mortal wants to be mortal, or something immortal wants to be mortal, like an elf from Lord of the Rings type of deal. Like, know what it means to have an end point.
Yeah.
Give up on your foreverness.
Well, and two, just to throw out another idea of something. I'm not saying this is or isn't the case, but you did have the question of, is he immortal or does he just have like a he has an exponentially bigger lifespan because of all the souls he absorbed, because he split them 50-50 with Hohenheim. They each took half.
Yeah, like if that woman's expiration date, like that 80-year-old woman only has 10 more years, she died in this, I gain her 10. Adam's young, he lives another 80, I gain his 80. Same with you. Yeah. And I stack up, but then you still have a potential expiration. And if you know that's how it works, maybe you fear that maybe the day will come where you eventually will die, and get rid of that fear entirely.
Yeah.
Maybe that's double down on the process, so I know at least I have like 5,000 years more. Yeah. Or see if you can hit a max point that you never have to worry about after.
I mean, we've also seen that they have. They killed a whole country, so there's a lot of. I mean, I don't.
There's a lot of freaking people.
A lot of time for him that's added on top of his regular life.
Yeah, so it's just weird because like even that, I don't know, like. Unless you're that selfish that you really is like, I need more time to live and sit in my cave where I do nothing but poop myself. Like, what does he do? What does he enjoy in life?
You gotta remember, too, the Philosopher's Stones that we've seen, they crumble after being used so much.
True.
From use, not just like we've seen someone kill the Philosopher's Stone, essentially, with lust. Like, her core was literally burned away from being hurt so much. But then we've also seen, like,
Gluttony.
Gluttony he passed away because he took too much damage over time, couldn't regen anymore, and with just regular stones, the priest and the water, the like hot and cold alchemist, I don't know, the guy from the first episode, he uses it to the point, they both use their philosopher's stones to the point that they just fade away. So there is a limit to how much you can use, but as we saw in the post-credit scene, you know, Ed says that, like, to get one that big, like, because, you know, Miles is like, well, I can't imagine it would be that small. Yeah, like, well, it's pretty powerful for being that small, but to get a big one, you have to kill a whole civilization, essentially. And
then with the fact that Hohenheim himself might be a Philosopher's Stone, he seems like a pretty perfected Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not withering away. He's the result of that whole world coming to a close. I mean, I'm trying to think, because whatever process that was, the eyeball and all that, the end results are the Flask gets a body, like a whole body, and then he gifted to Hohenheim supposedly immortality. But Hohenheim says he's a
knowledge and immortality.
Yeah, and then says Hohenheim is a, but that would be an immortal philosopher's stone if he's technically, if you want to. I don't know if that actually is like supposed to be taken literal, but if he's literally a philosopher's stone,
I think well, remember at the end when they're having the discussion, he's like, "You're me. What's going on?" He says, "Stop, quiet down, listen.
Yeah.
Hear all the souls of all the people that have died for your immortality." He can feel the souls inside of him, just like when Ed encounters envy and all of them are screaming out through his body.
Yeah.
Like, which is really fucked up. Hohenheim has that going on inside of him.
Okay, but the Homunculus seemed to have an expiration date, though. Like, didn't Gluttony have to get destroyed because he, like, hit his max? Like, he hit his, like, expiration date?
Because the Philosopher's Stone used the souls as power. It's like a battery.
Oh, so maybe Hohenheim's just living long because he's not using his powers? Okay, well, at some point, I have to imagine then that those were people he ripped out of his body.
Yeah.
Like,
he did say names.
Yeah, whatever he said though. He did like actual names, but he like grabbed.
Sorry, I have to use you.
What did he do? Also, before I forget, the trenches are. I don't know what the trenches are supposed to be. I know it's supposed to be like the tunnels maybe that lead to wall breaks.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Is it? It's not the same ones, is it?
No. It's the same concept.
Yeah. Okay.
Transmutation circle of Xerxes.
Basically, so it is what the tunnels are is just instead of drawing in the sand, it is underneath the sand, a drawn giant circle so that it can form the formation, a literal formation. Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, you already knew that.
Yeah,
you already knew that. Yeah. You were good.
I knew that, but I didn't really think too much on the fact that it's like they're making. In my mind, I thought they were just trying to make sure they got to certain points with the direction. I didn't think they made a giant version of the shape.
It's just like all the alchemists. They literally have to do anything. They have to literally take chalk and like
a giant version of it.
Now I can do alchemy, except for Ed and Al and Izumi, because they've seen the truth. Yeah. But everyone else has to do that. So the same concept applies with. These giant transmutation circles are doing.
Is there anything else? Are we missing anything?
Izumi and
Sid
meeting up with Van.
I'm not gonna try to make logic out of that. He shoved his hand into her gut and said he fixed her entrails. She won't be able to fully gain back what she lost, but that will at least help with blood flow. So she doesn't experience pain. What is cool though is that those three are all together. I wonder what their goal is, and what's maybe dangerous, maybe cool. I don't know how much the father and Hohenheim. They don't seem to be in league with one another, but Izumi is somebody that the father is eyeing up as a potential candidate. But Hohenheim is there like with her, so will he help get her clear father or lead her to father? I brought up Izumi as a candidate and the fact that she's in Hohenheim's mixed presence, whether he's in league with his doppelganger. Yeah. Maybe a cat. I guess I can kind of rid myself of the clone theory now. Considering father is only a product of him because one, it's his blood, two, he wanted to have his own body, and now he has his own body which looks like him. So there's probably not others that look like them. I guess I should rid that. In the moment, it was the only thing that felt right because they are literally the same person.
Yeah. They're kind of clones.
Yeah,
in this world's version of clones.
And to be fair, we still don't know about the conception of the boys.
If you think about it, before the Dwarf and the Flask got his body, he said blood brother. So they're like twin brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Ed and Al, except it would be like Ed is an only child and he creates Al through his own blood. And now it's the armor instead of the shadow.
It's like It's like
and then the shadow needed to become whole again.
It's like Hohenheim's blood was the sperm.
Stop. Wasn't there a whole scene in the White Realm? The Truth Realm? I don't even remember what happened.
It's just them disintegrating.
Okay, nothing happened?
No.
That needs noting?
He just experienced
the internet.
Okay. Yeah. I just don't understand. Why? What is that stuff? Like, what is the point of that world? Why did it even show up now in the end of the Ragnarok of Xerxes? What does it do for people? Why is it so special? Why is the 4 people who have seen it? 4 people? Maybe 5 people? Is the 5th person the father himself? Because there was a 5th person that we never got the name of it.
No, he was trying to. He didn't have a spot for it.
There has to be 5 to make the pentagram.
It's not a pentagram, but
it's pretty damn close to It's
like a circle with
pentagon.
It's
a pentagon,
hexagon or something.
It's pentagon, right? It's 5.
It's 5 sides.
Pentagon with a circle.
But he mentioned 4 people: Ed, Al, Izumi, Hohenheim,
and then he said possible candidates.
Yeah, possible candidate.
And they name dropped like Roy and someone else.
Kimberly. But they decided Kimberly wouldn't do it.
Damn, I don't know then. I don't know. I need more episodes. We're doing the next episode now.
I don't know then, man.
Watching the next episode now. Guys, if you like this reaction, make sure you leave a like on it. Subscribe to the channel. If you want to see more Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, make sure you go check out the Patreon if you want to see a week early access, because that is available for you right now. Go and watch it. Go, go, go. Hurry, hurry, hurry. We'll see you in the next video. Punch it.
Subscribe.